What's up, YouTube? It's Duke here from SportsGamers.com. Once again, in this Madden 20 video, I'm going to be showing you the new best running play in the entire game. This is a great tip. We all know that there's a lot of new run defenses out there that can stop a lot of the more popular runs in the game right now. However, this is a new run play that not too many people have a lot of experience with. It's very good and it's very hard to stop, and I'm going to show you guys it in this video. So we're going to be looking at the West Coast playbook, and we're going to be looking at the near close flex, guys. So this is a run that, like I said, it's pretty popular right now, or it's becoming pretty popular in the last little short amount of time, but still, not many people played against this run that often. So, while you have a lot of experience with the quarterback runs, wildcat, stretch dive, this formation with the fullback dive, you can see here, this fullback dive, is very, very hard to stop. Now, you can imagine if you're in Mutt and you're putting like Eric Dickerson here or, someone of that caliber, they're going to be a problem. Now, you can see we're in reg, so obviously we don't have players like that. So I'm going to use the tight ends with Derrick Henry. Show you guys how this run play beats pretty much all of the meta run defenses that are out there, and they beat them very, very easily. Now, before we get too much further in the video, I do want to remind you guys to please subscribe to our channel by clicking the subscribe button in the corner of the video, and also turn your notifications on so you don't miss any of our Madden 20 tips. Guys, I really would appreciate if you smash that like button. We're trying to get at least 50 likes the first 24 hours this video is out. If we do that, we'll put out somewhat of a counter to slow this run play down. Alright, so we're going to be looking at first edge blitz 3-4 odd. This is one of the meta run defenses in the game. And pretty much destroys edge blitz, guys. So the thing about this fullback dive, by the way, is you can run it left or right. Really, you can see here we can playmaker left. We can keep it back right. And it's effective either way. So the thing with this run is, you're very hard pressed to stop us from getting 3, 4, 5, 6 yards. And while that might not sound a lot, we do that twice, 3 times at the most, and that's an easy first down. But at the same time, when you're doing this with a premier running back that's fast, especially if you use aggressive ball carrier setting here and there, you're going to break a lot of tackles, and when you break that one tackle, oftentimes that can turn into a touchdown. So, as you guys can see here, that is what happens so many times. It's like you might get hit after a few yards, but you always, with this run, with a good running back like a Dickerson, or just somebody who's a good power back, you definitely seem to fall forward. You can see here, after 2 to 3 yards, we're getting hit, but then we fall forward for extra 2, so we get about 5. That's what makes this so difficult to stop. I would definitely recommend using this with a power back more than a speed back because, you definitely will get a lot of animations like that to where you're going to want to fall forward. And those extra yards, it's a huge difference. As you can see right there again, we're about 5-6 yards down the field before we even get touched. So, like I said, you can imagine doing this is super annoying to defend because we do that twice. That's an easy first down. But at the same time, like I said, you will, especially if you have a dominant running back, break a lot of tackles. And if you're fast too, you can score touchdowns real easily. So here's Storm Brave. So this is going to be a really bad defense against this because, well, with all the sliding the outside linebackers out and not pinching the D-line, we're going to have a lot of room to work with. Look at that. So that's definitely not the answer. Storm Brave is literally destroyed against this defense because that linebacker that they're trying to get to shoot in, and just really the 3-4 odd run Ds in general where they try to get people to shoot in by blitzing the inside linebackers, whether it's the pinch line like Edge Blitz or this just creep blitzer like in Storm Brave, they don't get in. And then also when you have a dominant player right here, this lead blocking for you, you're definitely gonna have problems. You guys can see here, we're basically one-on-one with the safety, and that's gonna be an easy crib shot. As you guys can see here, doing a little thing into the end zone. So yeah, very, very good against this. Cover 4 drop, very safe run defense. Yeah, it destroys this too. So again, this is the near close flex, fullback dive, run the West Coast playbook. This is a scheme that really not too many people have used most of the year, but here lately it's becoming a bit more popular. A few competitive players run this, but still not too many. But definitely people are starting to catch on to how good this formation is. Again, Just simple cover 4 drop, where he's easily able to pick up about 4 to 5 yards. So you guys can see, like, you might not always get huge runs, but we're consistently with ease picking up about 4, 5, 6 yards. That is the most annoying type of run, in my opinion, to deal with, because even when you're not crib shotting or picking up huge runs, you're moving the chains and eating the clock. And the thing about this formation, guys, is, and the scheme in general, is you can pass the ball really well from it. There's actually pretty good routes and route combinations you can create, so you can't even just simply worry about this run, over and over and over again, because the pass plays are really good too. So you guys can see that 3-4 odd is just not going to work. The next thing that a lot of people like to use is this 2-4-5 odd bench blitz 3. This is a pretty good defense to stop stretch and dive and those types of runs, but it is absolutely horrendous against fullback dive. The really meta type defense, to where you definitely see it a lot. And you guys can see there it's easily gashed. Personally, what I like to do is I like to run this one. Basically, if they take the left safety down, when I see this defense, I like to go ahead and playmaker the run to the left. I basically run it to whichever way that I see them mainly controlling that safety. And you guys can see here, easy gains. I mean, I'm getting 4, 5, 6, 7 yards easily before anyone even has a chance to tackle me. You guys can see I'm moving in that guy by pressing. It's not mattering. And yeah, it's definitely an easy defense to get easy gains on right there. Again, you can see, doesn't look like a lot, but when you do the math and see how many yards I'm really gaining on this run, you can see it's going to be a problem. You can see I'm falling forward for about 6 yards here, even though I got tackled around 3 to 4, fell forward an extra 2 to 3, got about 6. So again, you guys can see the theme here is staying true, even when we don't, because I've only got one crib shot so far. Granted, Henry's not really that type of back. You're more so thinking about guys, like I said, a Dickerson and Mutt that's going to do that for you. But still, I'm getting at least 5, it seems like 5, 6 yards every play. Sometimes I'll get closer to 10. So, again, you do the math. How are you going to stop this? The 3-5 wide, this is another good run D with the safeties and spies. Even I've been running this scheme myself a little bit lately just for fun, just to, see if I like it, see what I could add to the mix. And I've got some really good passing setups for it, but I've played against the 3-5 wide, spying the safeties look against 3, run-stopping D-line abilities, and you're really not going to be affected too much, even with 3 D-line run-stopping abilities, because this handoff is so fast that, even though those guys will sometimes get sheds like that, the theme remains true that even when I'm getting shedded like that, I'm still falling forward and able to pick up, 4, 5, 6 yards. That's what's so crazy about this run, is even when the D-line gets one of those shed animations, 9 times out of 10 with a good running back, you're falling forward. Again, you can see there that was closer to 10. You really, again here, that's great yardage. That was the first time I even attempted to use the arm bar. But if you can imagine, if you do this with a power back with an ability, put an ability on him, it's going to be glitchy, because now you're going to be able to bulldoze, truck, stiff arm bar, all that. Again, guys, you can see that's the first time I really feel like I didn't get a 4 to 5 yard gain. That might have been 2, 3 yards. But given how many times we've ran the ball in this video, that's absolutely insane. That's the first time we didn't get about 4, 5, 6 yards plus. And then we come right back, next play, get about 8. So you guys can see here, this defense is not the answer either. Alright guys, so I do want to show you my favorite way to counter this run, and that's the pinch dog 2 press. Pinch dog 2 press definitely does a decent job of slowing it down. Now, it doesn't always completely lock it up, but it does the best job without overcommitting, in my opinion, to stopping this. So what we're going to do with the pinch dog 2 press from 3-4 out is we're going to pinch the D-line by just hitting the left, or pinch the whole defense, by hitting the left analog stick down after I hit LB, and that'll be L1, on PlayStation. Then I crash the D-line down. Then I just use this guy in the gap, and I put myself in the middle third. And I kind of just, look to kind of get in there myself, but also when you come up in this gap with this setup, a lot of times if you have DNs that are pretty decent, they're going to crash in the backfield and make the play themselves, or at least, as you guys can see, they make it very difficult to get into yards, because there's going to be a lot of penetration. So again, we just pinch the defense, crash the D-line down, I like to use this guy right here just like this. Now, even if I try to run away by playmakering it to the other way, the opposite way, that obviously the user's mugging the gap, you guys are still going to see that it's not much room to work with. So, you're definitely going to end up giving up a lot of penetration from the interior of the O-line. Just is very difficult to stop all these guys from, getting in there. And even when they don't, there's just so many people up tight that it's really hard to get any yards. Now, this can be risky if someone has a super fast running back, like you've seen like before in salary cap. People put the receivers in this spot, and then they kind of just try to get outside real quickly. That would be the one thing that maybe you could do just like that. So that is vulnerable to the outside. So like I said, it's not a completely, foolproof method of stopping this run. But it definitely does do a good job defending if someone is just trying to take it up the middle every time it's a power back. But the reason why this is not really 100% foolproof is it does give up the outside, even though it does, as you can see, it stops the inside really well. But if someone does have a fast run, like a faster type running back right there that can get to the outside, and Henry, is not that fast, but as you've been able to do with him, you will get beat to the outside a lot and give up some big runs, which is why it's not, like I said, a foolproof counter, but it does do a good job. So I hope you guys like this video. It's a very, very good run. It's very difficult to stop, and like I said, this formation does have a good passing game. You can scheme around it, especially if you use abilities. It's very, very good. So, Stuke, I'm out of here. Till next time, enjoy.